shit.
Oh,
I'm sure you could spend even more,
Oh, I've seen them speakers that were made out of solid marble. I
All right, so Rusty just tried to explain how speakers work when I tried to tell him how a Martin Logan speaker works, home stereo speaker. And of course, he made fun of me, right? So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a Martin Logan speaker. This is a Martin Logan speaker. Do you see how the speaker's at the bottom? Again, do you see how the speaker's at the bottom and the sound travels up this grate? Look at how much this speaker is.
Jimmy claims that he is a high-end audio dealer in his flea market booths.
Oh my gosh, I just got a job offer for a comedy club in Denver.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
that is crazy. Because I just sold a skit to SNL.
Wait, are you serious?
I sold a skit to SNL.
What skit?
I worked there. I was Tina Fey's personal assistant for about 5 years. She loved me. She doted on me. I went to dinners with her.
You never lived in New York, though. When were you her assistant?
It was like a quick moment in my life.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey, good to see you.
How are you?
Wow, I love this house.
Yeah, my grandfather actually built this house.
Really?
Yeah, like
Hey,
hammer
I'm
nails
Catherine.
back. Oh, hey Catherine.
Yeah, my grandfather built houses too. He's actually like really like famous architect. He built this really big like White House, like the White House where like the president lives and everything.
Wow. Oh, you have a piano. Do you mind if I play it?
Yeah, you're welcome to play it. Go for it. That sounded really good.
That was great. But let me just tell you, my mom listened to piano music all the time when she was pregnant with me, so I was basically born knowing how to play the piano.
All right.
There's no way your bike's better than ours. My dad said ours are the best. We went to where the bicycles cost a lot more, so I know mine's better, and I got more Pokemon cards than you do anyway, and if you keep trying to say yours is better than mine, I'm gonna go get my dad. My dad'll straighten you out, because I already know we got the best bikes around. You're not gonna tell me yours is better than mine, Dad!
There was one open stool at the bar, so I sat down right next to him. Some booted up dude in a suit and tie, he was 2 sheets to the wind. Well, started out small talk, kept getting bigger, kinda like his puffed out chest. Every time I'd say something, he'd say something to outdo what I said. He had a fancy fast car, smoked a finer cigar, only drank top shelf. While he got a little louder, went on a little prouder, I was thinking to myself, I guess someday money can't buy my baby, she's right on the money. The cream of the crop, tip top of the top of these knees with a kiss like honey. Any hot shot do me one better, trying to do me one better, best hang it up. As long as I got your loving, I got something.
Rusty ain't gonna warm up.
But the premise here is that Jimmy claims that he is a high-end audio
dealer. And a matter of fact, the other day I caught me a biggin'.
I just find that really hard to believe that he has all this high-end audio.
Better believe it.
As if you didn't know, he looked down at my boots and asked if they were made of real leather. Just as I was about to lose my cool, thought of you, and girl, I kept it together. Cause I got someday money can't buy my baby, she's right on the money. The cream of the crop, tip top of the top of these knees with a kiss like honey. Any hot shot do me one better, trying to do me one better, best hang it up. As long as I got your loving, I got something.
Rusty. You can't win.
I guess someday money came by my baby, she's right on the money. The cream of the crop to the top of the top of bees knees with a kiss like honey. Any hot shot do me one better, trying to do me one better, best hang it up. As long as I got your loving, I got something.
He's gone up and brag it up.
One of the systems I have. One of them. It's a pretty simple deal. It's a Hagel integrated amp, a pair of rail subwoofers, and a power and a set of magnifans.
I'm gonna go tell my dad if you keep saying your stuff's better than ours.
So, because I'm just naturally brighter, smarter, wiser than a Rusty truck would ever be, hence, he raised Power Stroke, and look at what a fool Power Stroke makes out of himself on camera, right? Just makes an absolute imbecile out of himself, running down some wild conspiracy rabbit hole like a 10-year-old, right? Well, that's a reflection of Rusty Truck, right? It's so easy to slap these simpletons around like children. Now, only an ignorant person would turn Crack Squad on to their eBay, right? I mean, you just have to be a fool to do that, right? Because they would mess with it, right? Because they're dirtbags, they're sleazebags, they're scum of the internet. Rusty Truck and the little group that he hangs out with are the dirtbags that have destroyed Ryan Upchurch's reputation. And so I simply just showed what some of this equipment can sell for on eBay, just choosing random sales that have happened on eBay for this gear. And again, now you notice we didn't go in the booth where the good stuff is, right? We're just out here to the stuff on the outer shelf. Yeah, I've got plenty of Marantz and Sansui, and I've got a couple McTosh, and the point wasn't that. The point was just that it's there. People do buy it. There is a market for it. You can make a profit off of it. You can make a good living doing it, and it's very highly sought after. That was the point. And of course, this would drive a one-upper wild. So I just want you guys to enjoy watching Rusty Truck waste his time, because I knew that's exactly what they would do. If I linked my own eBay, I knew they would go straight to eBay and try, that. How did I know that that's what he would do? Right? Well, because you can predict people like this. So I just showed like random receivers that were for sale on eBay, just to show what they can sell for. And watch how quick Rusty Truck waste his time.
I might just pass on it. If there
time
was something
he
that interests
puts
me,
in.
I'd be a little more picky about it. Just because I can see that this jackass just stack shit on top of each other.
Well, you see, that's unserviced equipment right there, that can be bought at a budget rate. Rusty, people like stuff that they can fix up themselves. They want to be the one to restore it. They want to be the one to fix it up. Okay, I've got a lot nicer stuff a little further back that you're just not going to be privy to, honey. I mean, just isn't worth it for me to bother with you.
Just an observation.
The time that he puts in.
I am what you would call an audiophile to a fault.
Now, because he don't have sense enough to know. See, this is what Rusty would look for. But see, I just went and found some random things on eBay just to show what it can sell for, some of this stuff, right? I've had two Marantz receivers in the past that went over $5K on eBay. Now, I've never had one that was 15 grand. But it just shocks me the amount of time that he put in here to one up, right? He probably stayed up all night doing this.
I mean, all right. Now, did you see what he just did there? Let's run that back just a second. You see what that is? this Marantz 2600 receiver, one of the best ever made. Pre-owned, and the guy will sell it right now for $15,500. So, Jimmy would like to have you believe that this is the grade of equipment that he has. There is only one of these things on eBay, and it's this one. And Jimmy is not in Florida.
Can you believe he put this much time into an example, me just showing an example of what old equipment can sell for, right? Just an example. And he goes into wild speculation, gets it wrong, assumes, gets it wrong, and then invest all this time in proving his assumption.
It's a far reach to say that this is Jimmy's receiver, but he'd want you to believe that. I'm going to pull up the eBay listing. I'm going to show you.
Did I ever say, oh, here's my, I ain't that dumb. I'm not going to show you crackheads and link you crackheads to my eBay. You'd have to be out of your mind to link Crack Squad to anything. You guys are the slime scum of YouTube. You're the slime scum of the Ryan Up Church. Right? You guys are the scum attached to Ryan Up Church now. You're the scum of the internet. You're scum. You dox people. You harass people. You bother people. You dox people. You stalk people. You slander people. You're scum. You're just scum.
It 100% does not belong to him. You could see the difference, right? Just in the small picture that we have that we're working with here. It looks like they gave a shit about it, right? They didn't just stack shit on top of it and throw a fucking sticker on the front of it and all that shit.
See how he assumes that everything's that way, that, you know, my budget beeline stacked out at the front at a budget rate, people can buy and fix up themselves. He just think, you know, it just blows my mind. I would never in a million years go off on wild assumptions.
Looks like they care about it. You know, looks like there's a nice presentation going on here.
Look at the time he's putting
Not so much there.
This was an example photo, folks. An example photo of the condition.
And just pick out. I would go to Best Buys and just pick out. Let's let him finish.
The most expensive thing you can find, and then call yourself an audiophile.
Some exactly what you do, Rusty. That's exactly who you are. That is exactly who you are. That's exactly how you live. You judge people based on the type of vehicle they own. If you saw an old guy in a beat-up truck wearing bib overhauls, you would think they were poor. And you were better than them because you got a new truck. Only you're broke because the goddamn payment's $700 a month. Right? You know, it reminds me of my ex-father-in-law. My first wife's father. Now, her parents were divorced, but her father was a slumlord, for lack of better words. He owned about 250 low-income properties, but he was a very, very wealthy man. And I never saw him in anything but bib overhauls, a flannel shirt, duck boots, and he drove the same old ratty-ass beat-up truck for 30 years. Okay? And I'll never forget going to Reichert Ford van land with him to get a conversion van. He wanted to buy a new conversion van to take on vacation. And there was a rusty truck as a salesman there. And his name was Donald. And he says, yeah, Donald, yeah, you know, how can I help you? And he says, well, like, get me a van, you know. And this guy starts walking him over to the used car lot. And Don stopped and he said, no, I'm going to get one of these new ones out here. And you could tell this guy was like rolling his eyes. Well, he walked out there with him. He looked at 2 or 3 of them, and without saying another word, he said, I'll take this one. And it was a black Bivouac, like $38,000 at the time, which was a lot of money back then. And he had that cash in the front pocket of them bib overhauls. He had it in cash. And this old boy's like, well, you know, first we got to see if we can get you financed. You know, I can't let you drive it until, let's see if we can get you financed and blah, 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 blah. And the guy says, I'm not going to fill out any credit applications. And that guy says, well, I can't let you drive it until he says, well, I'm not telling you I want to drive it. I'm telling you I want to buy it. And the guy says, well, you'll have to fill out a credit app, sir. And he says, no, I won't. He just reached in his pocket and pulled out a wad of cash and paid for it. And I think that rusty truck salesman learned a big lesson that day. That you don't assume things about people. Okay, but that is Rusty Truck judges everything based on what it costs. He doesn't judge anything other than if I can buy something that costs more than what that guy has, I'm a better person. That is his whole life. That's why Power Stroke's the way he is.